Hi everyone, Dr. Vardy here again to walk you through our weekly module setup for the new English 1020 Canvas Master Course site. So in this video, I'm going to show you what this new site has, and I'm going to talk about what it does not have. And in so doing, I hope to better equip you to make quick and easy revisions, fast edits, or even big changes so that you can be better prepared for the fall semester. So I'm going to switch over to my Canvas view and we'll get right to it. Okay, so first let's talk about what this new master course site has. What you'll find when you look through all of these modules is that this is a fully built out Canvas course designed for a face-to-face delivery style. Does that mean that there are no videos? Of course not. If you'd like to, you can add in a page right here under your weekly overview and put all of your videos. That's a good way to keep videos organized when you have them available for students. What you will find is that there is a weekly overview page. This weekly overview page has within it some changes. We tried to clean up a lot of the text so that there isn't as much text here for students to encounter. We really want to foreground this visual kind of graphic organizer of the weekly schedule because this has been anecdotally very helpful for students to keep them organized at a glance. I would recommend putting in bullet points your in-class plans. This will help keep your students organized as they understand what is planned for each class period, and it will help keep you organized as well. Of course, there are the learning objectives and a quick overview here. You'll notice that there are hyperlinks embedded throughout this schedule. This is just kind of following that sort of purposeful redundancy practice of having lots of different ways for students to access their assignments in Canvas. And even though we're teaching face-to-face, it's good to have places in Canvas for students to go. So another thing that you'll notice is that there's this really nice text header here that divides the materials that students can use in class and for homework from the actual assignment submissions themselves. So week 1 assignments, here's everything that they're being asked to turn in that first week. You'll notice that this is in every weekly module. So that's another kind of visual organizer for you and for students. Now, another thing that this has, I'm checking my notes here, is that we have places for their weekly assignments. Now, this weekly assignment is set up as a discussion board, so that's kind of a holdover from our online days. You can edit this, and I'll talk about how in a different video, but you can change this so that it's not a discussion board. You could even make it an assignment that's meant to be turned in physically on paper. There's also a place almost every week for a weekly reflection prompt. You'll notice that it is just sort of as a matter of course. There are some weeks where it's not present, but we're trying once again to get students reflecting on their writing process throughout the semester. So those are some things that it has. Also, another thing that it has is built-in peer review. So let me try to find a good week. So what we've done is built in a place for students to submit a rough draft. And SFD here stands for Shitty First Drafts, which is pulled from an Anne Lamott chapter from her best-selling book, Bird by Bird. If you don't like to call it that, you can edit it to say something else. There are peer review prompts embedded as discussion boards, but again, if you would prefer to have this in person, or if you would prefer to use some of the built-in peer review tools within Canvas, you're more than welcome to edit that. If you would like ideas for how to set up peer review in different ways, you can head up to the instructor resources, and we have a whole page with different options for ways to set up peer review. But again, the point here is that we're having students work through multiple drafts. They should have at least 1 or 2 opportunities to get formative feedback on their writing, because this is how they can actually revise it in real time before the projects actually due. It makes their writing higher quality and stronger. Okay, so that's what this site has. Here are some things that this site doesn't have. It doesn't have a prompt for each reflection. I've just built in a blank weekly slot. And this is for a lot of different reasons. I showed you in another video how there's a menu of reflection prompts. But also I know that lots of teachers really enjoy the process of developing reflection prompts, maybe in the moment to respond to issues that they're seeing students have with their writing or things that come up in daily discussions. So I've left this place very flexible on purpose so that each individual instructor can shape the reflection time to be what they need it to be for their class. But again, it's here because reflection is important, especially for developing writing knowledge. There are no points listed here for reflection. I would recommend changing that to embed the reflection into your either point system or your labor-based grading contract, or however it is that you're keeping track of students' work in your class. So that's something that's not here that you're going to want to put in. Another thing that's not here, you'll notice, is that there aren't always dates that are specific to your teaching plan. And what I mean by that is that, for example, let's see. Here under week 8, there's an opportunity for writing conferences. It says no formal class, optional writers conferences. So in a hypothetical scenario, you could have this be the day that you cancel class and have students come to your office for writers conferences. Now, on the first class day of week 8, that might not be exactly in keeping with your class plans. So you're free to adjust those dates. You'll notice there's a couple other places where there are dates that say things like library day. You may have a library day with your students. You may do your secondary research instruction with them, say in the iSearch or in the researched argument, in a different way. So adjust those as needed for your teaching style and your class plans. One thing I would recommend, however, is that you keep the final due dates for the projects as best you can where they are. So for each project, what I've tried to do is adjust the due dates ever so slightly so that everything doesn't feel quite so smushed by the end of the semester, and that you have at least 1 week before finals where you can be talking with students about that final reflection project so that you can really do justice to that evaluative reflection and help students think carefully about it. Now, of course, that doesn't mean that all of these due dates are hard and fast, but I'm just highly recommending that we keep the due dates as spaced out as they are, only to allow for everyone's sanity and clear thinking by the end of the semester. If you have questions about that scheduling, you could definitely talk to me about it, or you can just adjust the dates ever so slightly as you see fit. Okay. I think that that's everything for the weekly modules. So now you have a good idea of what the weekly modules have and what they don't have. There's plenty of room for you to add, delete, change things around, adjust due dates, and of course, put in your own reflection prompts. Those prompts, of course, can be collected on Canvas as they are set up to be here, or they can be in class on paper. You can have students do them in a variety of modalities as well. As long as they're working through multiple drafts, as long as they're doing reflection consistently throughout the semester, that's what we're after. So I'm going to pull back to my full view and close out this video. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch these videos and get yourself familiarized with our revised English 1020 master course site on Canvas. Again, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to email me at ngvardy@wayne.edu, or you can shoot Richard an email, and we're happy to talk you through any of the new things or new to you things that you see on this course site. We hope that this helps the process of preparing for the fall semester be easier and a little bit of a lighter lift. So have fun as you get ready for the fall semester, and I'll see you around campus. Bye, everybody.